Okay, so Dune by Frank Herbert.
Yeah.
It's
Huge.
it's having a major moment
It is.
with the new movie and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But let's be honest, it's been a sci-fi like a titan for decades now.
Right.
You sent in a stack of sources.
Yeah.
We've got a library review. We've got some Goodreads opinions.
Nice.
We even have the official synopsis.
Oh, wow.
So basically, you want the no-fluff verdict.
You got it.
Is this book worth your time?
All right. So straight up,
Yeah.
Dune is a classic
Okay.
for a reason, but it's not for everyone.
Okay.
You know, think of it like climbing a mountain.
Well,
The view from the top
yeah.
is incredible,
Okay.
but the journey is demanding.
Got it.
It's intricate, it throws complex ideas at you, and it definitely requires effort.
Okay, so not exactly a light read.
Right.
Yeah, so
Right.
what's the payoff for our listener here?
Yeah, why would you want to scale this literary Everest?
Yeah, exactly.
So this book is tailor-made for a specific type of reader, someone who loves to sink their teeth into rich world building,
Okay.
explore political and philosophical questions,
Mm-hmm.
and doesn't shy away from a challenge.
Yeah.
If that sounds like you, then Dune might just blow your mind.
I challenge accepted.
Right.
But for those of us who haven't actually journeyed to Arrakis yet,
Right.
let's give them the lay of the land.
Okay.
What is the basic premise here?
Okay, so imagine a feudal galaxy where powerful families are locked in a deadly game of power.
Okay.
The prize is Arrakis, a harsh desert planet that's the only source of spice melange.
Okay.
Think of it as the oil of this universe.
Mm-hmm.
It's essential for space travel, extending life,
Yeah.
even enhancing consciousness.
So control Arrakis, control the galaxy.
That's it.
High stakes.
Yeah, high stakes indeed.
One of the Goodreads reviews mentioned this Baron Harkonnen character.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like a real piece of work.
He is the epitome of ruthless ambition, holding on to Arrakis with an iron fist. But things get shaken up when the Emperor hands control over to House Atreides,
Okay.
led by Duke Leto. That's where our story really kicks off.
I'm already getting Game of Thrones vibes, but with a futuristic twist.
There are definitely parallels,
Right?
especially in terms of the political intrigue and the complex web of alliances and betrayals.
Right.
But Dune goes deeper,
Good.
exploring themes of ecology, religion, and the nature of leadership
Okay.
in a way that few other books do.
The Fingal County Council review mentioned the free men,
Yeah.
the native people of Arrakis.
Yeah.
They sound pretty intriguing.
They're more than just intriguing.
Oh.
They're essential to the story.
Okay.
They've adapted to this incredibly harsh environment in remarkable ways,
Okay.
from their water-preserving still suits
Okay.
to their deep connection to the giant sandworms that roam the desert.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Giant sandworms.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
seriously, giant.
We're talking creatures the size of skyscrapers.
Wow.
The Freemen have a unique relationship with them. They even ride them across the desert. They're a force of nature, a symbol of Arrakis itself.
All right. The sandworms are officially on my must-see list.
Good.
But what about the human drama?
Right.
Who are the key players in this galactic power struggle?
So the central figure is Paul Atreides,
Okay.
the Duke's son.
Right.
He's caught in a whirlwind of destiny and dangerous prophecies,
Okay.
forced to confront his own potential and the legacy of his family.
Ah, the classic chosen one trope.
Mhm.
But knowing Dune, I bet it's not that straightforward.
You're right.
Okay.
Paul's journey is anything but predictable.
Cool.
He's potentially the Kwisatz Haderach,
Okay.
a superhuman figure bred for generations by the Bene Gesserit,
Okay.
a powerful sisterhood with their own agenda.
The Bene Gesserit?
Yeah.
Okay, things are getting seriously complex here.
That's just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, boy.
We've got political maneuvering, religious fanaticism, ecological disasters, a
Wow.
whole lot of sand. It's a lot to take in, but that's part of what makes Dune so captivating.
You've definitely piqued my curiosity.
Good.
But let's address the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
The Goodreads reviews are pretty divided.
Right.
Some praise the book's depth.
Sure.
Others call it dense and confusing.
Mm-hmm.
What makes Dune such a challenging read?
Well, for starters, Herbert throws you right into this complex world with minimal explanation.
Oh, wow.
There's a glossary for a reason.
Okay.
You're encountering unique vocabulary, intricate customs,
Mm-hmm.
a whole new way of thinking about humanity's place in the universe.
So Not exactly a book you can skim through on your lunch break.
Definitely not.
Yeah,
Dune requires active reading.
yeah.
You need to pay attention to the details, the nuances, the inner thoughts of the characters. It's a slow burn, but the payoff is immense.
Okay,
For those who are willing to put in the effort.
okay. Challenge accepted.
All right.
But I have to ask, is Dune truly original? Or are those Star Wars and Game of Thrones comparisons spot on?
That's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
Yes, Dune has been incredibly influential, but it also stands on its own.
Okay.
Let's take Star Wars, for example.
Okay.
You've got the desert planet, the clash of empires,
Right.
the chosen one narrative.
Right.
But Dune tackles those themes with a level of complexity and nuance that you won't find in a galaxy far, far away.
So it's like Star Wars for grown-ups.
Exactly.
Wow.
It's Star Wars with philosophical debates, ecological considerations,
Like-
and characters grappling with the burden of leadership.
And then there's Game of Thrones with its political machinations and
Yeah.
complex characters
Exactly.
and giant sandworms instead of dragons. I mean, come on.
I mean, right.
That's got to count for something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But what sets Dune apart is its exploration of the human relationship with the environment,
Okay.
the dangers of religious fanaticism,
Right.
and the question of whether we can truly escape our destinies.
Okay. I'm seeing the appeal,
Right.
but I have to ask for someone who's on the fence.
Right.
What are some of the specific hurdles they might face while reading Dune?
Well, first and foremost, the world building can be overwhelming.
Okay.
There are a lot of new terms and concepts to grasp,
Right.
from stillsuits to Fremen to the litany against fear.
Okay.
The glossary will be your best friend.
I'm starting to think I need to invest in a Dune dictionary.
It wouldn't hurt.
Okay.
Another challenge is the pacing.
Right.
Dune is a slow burn.
Okay.
It takes its time to build the world, develop the characters, and set the stage for the epic events to come.
So patience is key.
Exactly.
Got it.
And lastly, the book doesn't shy away from ambiguity.
Mm-hmm.
The lines between good and evil are blurred.
Okay.
You'll be forced to confront difficult questions
Right.
and grapple with the consequences of choices made by both heroes and villains.
Sounds like it's going to be a wild ride.
It will be.
But let's say someone's intrigued but intimidated.
Yeah.
What are some other books that might ease them into Dune's complex world?
There are a few great options.
Okay.
The Dispossessed by Ursula K. Le Guin explores similar themes of political systems and social structures,
Mm-hmm.
but in a more concise and accessible style.
Got it.
The Lord of the Rings, while fantasy shares that epic scope and the battle for the fate of a world.
And of course, A Song of Ice and Fire for the political intrigue and complex family dynamics.
Precisely.
Yeah.
These books offer similar thematic elements, but perhaps with a gentler learning curve.
Okay.
Really?
So we've laid the groundwork.
Yeah.
We've explored the challenges.
Mm-hmm.
We've even provided some alternative reading options.
We have.
But for those who are ready to face the sandworms and delve into the world of Dune,
Right.
is it truly worth the hype?
Oh, yeah. Here's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Dune is a rewarding experience,
Okay.
but it's demanding.
Got it.
It's like
Yeah.
a dense, delicious fruitcake. Packed with flavor, but you gotta be ready to chew. It'll make you think, not just entertain you.
So it's a commitment,
Exactly.
not just a casual fling with a book.
Exactly. And there's a reason why it stood the test of time.
Right.
You know, one Goodreads reviewer even called it an ancient Arabic manuscript of undeniable power.
That's quite the image. I'm noticing a theme here. Several reviews mentioned the influence of Islamic culture.
It's woven into the very fabric of the story,
Okay.
from the names and language
Right.
to the Fremen's customs and spirituality,
Mm.
even their attire.
Wow.
Herbert drew inspiration from a variety of sources, creating this incredibly rich and layered world.
And then there's the whole Messiah figure aspect with Paul Atreides. Is that connected to the religious element as well?
Absolutely. The Fremen have this prophecy about a leader who will come to them,
Okay.
a Messiah who will guide them to freedom.
Right.
Paul, whether he wants to or not, seems to fit that bill.
Which raises another big question, free will versus destiny. Can Paul truly escape the path that seems laid out for him, or is he just a pawn in this grand cosmic game?
That tension is at the heart of Dune.
Oh.
Paul has these prescient visions,
Love
glimpses into possible futures,
Right.
but can he actually change what he sees? Or is he bound by a fate he can't escape?
All right, let's shift gears for a moment for our listener who's trying to decide if Dune is for them. What are some of the key takeaways? What makes this book stand out?
Firstly, the world building is unparalleled.
Okay.
Herbert created an entire ecosystem on Arrakis with its own unique flora, fauna, and cultures.
Wow.
The detail is incredible. He even invented languages for the different groups.
So it's more than just spaceships and laser swords. There's real depth and thought put into this universe.
Exactly. And secondly, Dune deals with complex themes that resonate even today.
Okay.
We're talking about the dangers of unchecked power, the struggle for resources,
Right.
the tension between religion and politics.
Issues that are very relevant to our own world, even though Dune was written decades ago.
Exactly. And thirdly, the characters are incredibly compelling.
Okay.
They're flawed, they make mistakes, they're driven by complex motivations. Paul Atreides, in particular, is a fascinating study of a young man thrust into extraordinary circumstances.
Okay, so you've convinced me on the world building, the themes, and the characters, but what about the writing itself? Some of those Goodreads reviews mentioned that it can be a bit dense.
That's a fair point. Dune is not a light and breezy read.
Right.
Herbert's prose can be quite descriptive.
Okay.
He uses a lot of imagery and metaphor.
Right.
And he doesn't shy away from complex sentence structure.
So it's not exactly beach reading material.
Not unless you're the kind of person who analyzes the philosophical implications of sand while soaking up the sun.
Fair enough.
But in all seriousness, the writing is part of what makes Dune so unique. It's not just telling a story, it's creating an experience.
Okay.
You're immersed in this world.
Right.
You're forced to slow down and savor the language.
Okay, so it's a book that demands your full attention.
Precisely, it's a book that you need to actively engage with, not just passively consume.
Got it. Now, one last question about the overall reading experience. If someone is intimidated by Dune's reputation, how would you advise them to approach it?
First, don't be afraid to use that glossary.
Okay.
Herbert throws a lot of terminology at you.
Right.
And it's okay to look things up.
Right.
Second, be patient.
Okay.
The pacing can be slow at times,
Mm-hmm.
but trust that it's all building towards something extraordinary. And finally, remember that it's okay to reread passages
Right.
or even entire chapters.
Oh.
There's so much to unpack in Dune that multiple readings can reveal new layers of meaning.
Solid advice. So we've talked about what makes Dune so compelling.
Yeah,
But let's be honest. No book is perfect.
sure.
What are some of the criticisms that people have raised about it?
One common critique is that some of the female characters can feel underdeveloped. They're often portrayed as manipulative or subservient to the male characters. Now, it's important to remember that Dune was written in a different time.
Right.
And societal norms have evolved significantly since then.
That's true. It's always important to consider the historical context of a work of art.
Absolutely. Another criticism is that the ending can feel somewhat anticlimactic.
Oh, okay.
Some readers find it rushed or unsatisfying
Okay.
after the slow buildup of the rest of the book.
Okay, so it's not a perfect book,
Right.
but it certainly sounds like a thought-provoking and rewarding read.
Precisely. It's a book that challenges you, that stays with you,
Right.
that sparks conversations.
Yeah.
And ultimately, that's what great literature is all about.
All right, so for our listener who's been patiently waiting for the verdict,
Right.
let's wrap this up. Is Dune worth their time?
If you're looking for a book that will transport you to another world, make you think deeply about humanity and its future, and challenge you on multiple levels,
Okay.
then yes, Dune is absolutely worth the effort.
But it's not a light read.
Right.
It's not a quick fix.
No.
It's not going to spoon-feed you answers.
Exactly. It's an experience,
Right.
an investment, a journey.
Okay.
And for the right reader, it's a journey that will leave a lasting impact.
Okay. I'm sold. I'm officially adding Dune to my reading list.
Awesome.
And for our listeners out there, we want to hear from you.
Yes.
Have you tackled Dune?
Yeah.
Did you love it,
Uh-huh.
hate it,
Right?
or land somewhere in between?
Yeah. Let us know.
Share your thoughts, your favorite moments, your burning questions.
Absolutely.
Let's keep this conversation going. Until next time.
Happy reading.
Happy reading.